Welcome back to Fix and Fab Garage. Ow!
Welcome back to Fix and Fab Garage. Today, we're looking at a 2016 Maxima. This is a do or die episode. It's really loud. The exhaust on this rotted out in a real bad spot. So this car has 301,000. Let's go see where this is leaking at. I know this is going to be horrible. Save this at all is I'm gonna cut back here right before the flange, because I know I can re-weld it up there. I got room. I'm gonna drop this down onto this mount so I can drop it down. We're gonna keep our fingers crossed that the flexes are gonna hold up on this, because they're mint right now. They're not leaking one bit. So since they're in such good shape, I'm going to take the chance of dropping that down and putting a patch on the top of that. Save the friend of mine a few $1,000s probably. So I'm going to dig out all my stuff, get it all ready, and I'll show you exactly where I'm going to cut, how I'm going to cut, and we'll take it from there one step at a time. I'll show you when I peel this down. I already got some of these heat shields already peeled up a little bit, but I got a feeling I'm going to have to get them out of there to be able to get the top of that. So I'll get back to you in a minute here once I get everything all laid out, and we'll attack this together. So today I'll be using my recip saw. I'll be using the good old welder. Love this little welder, Lincoln. We're going to see what it can do today. I'm going to really put it to the test because I got a feeling the exhaust on this is really thin. If it rotted out a big hole like that, I can just imagine. So we'll see if I can get this done, or if I'm going to make it worse. Got to try to find out. See if we can make stuff happen. So I'm going to get my saw underneath, get a cord run, and see whereabouts I'm going to make my exact cut and get her done. Okay, so we're going to come in here and cut that flange. I want to cut here somewheres so I can get on top and weld it all the way back up. I should be able to get back in there with the welder, so that's why I chose that area. That, and when I cut, that back piece will just drop on the cross member so it could stay there without a problem. And then I'm gonna have to undo these two bolts. Hopefully they don't break, so that I can, like I said, drop that exhaust. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my cut. I'll show you the cut after it's done. I don't have a tripod yet set up here, so I can't really record as I'm doing it, but I will show you every single step. So get the basic recip saw out, the fine tooth blade, metal blade, and let's chop at it. Hopefully it goes all right. Just a little life hack here. this old saw here with the end piece here, trying to get it up in here is a little tricky and hard on the wire. So if you have a little tighter spot, you can take the blade out and flip it around, and I'll show you that. Like so. So now you can take your saw, have it in there, and a little easier on the machine. So let me cut that up, and I'll show you what it looks like in a second. Step one, done. Got it cut. There you go. So now I can be able to re-weld that. So next on the list, let's take this bracket down. So I'll go dig out some sockets and rip this down and get the sucker down and see what we got to do, if we can actually do anything. Alright, as you can see, got all the little shields off it. Yeah, she's bad. I don't know if it's going to be doable. We are going to give it a shot though. Let me turn around here and get you a better visual. So, you have a Nissan Maxima with a V6, and you're a very good do-it-yourselfer. We're gonna give this a try. I'm always willing to give everything a shot, but this is very unfortunate. But check this out. Very top of the pipe. Look at the hole in there. So this is going to be hard and sketchy, but I'm going to make a patch to cover all of this and just stitch it in there very, very lightly. So we'll be testing out how well this welder can weld the thin stuff. Yeah, and it's far from new. So I got that. And I also got a little crack up here that I gotta fix up. Can't really see it on camera, but that little tab there ripped a little bit when I was taking the heat shield off, so I'll have to give that a stitch as well. So let me get a piece, something fabbed up, something that might work to go there, and I'll show you what I think I'm gonna do with it. So I'm thinking this is what I'm gonna use, a piece of leftover. I'm going to slice it down the middle here and flatten it out to see what I can do with it. If not, I've got more pieces there I can cut up and check. So I'll see what this here comes out to first. So that's the piece of pipe. I think that's going to make a good patch on top. We're going to go down and measure it, see what it looks like. So let's get under there. Not easy in the yard. Okay. Yip-de-doo. Hopefully I can see something. I want to make a cover, but I gotta be able to weld everywhere, so that looks like it might work. Let me get my light in here so I can see. Yeah, I might be able to make that work. I can weld that. But I'm gonna have to double check on the other side, make sure it's not too long and this and that. So let me hold on here. I'm gonna have to shut the camera off so I can actually take a look. But yeah, that's gonna give you an idea what the plate's gonna look like up there. Once I get it fitted a bit better and I'm just getting ready to tack, I'll show you, so you know what I'm going to be welding up there before I actually do it. And then we'll have a look at it. So this is what it's going to look like, a nice big patch. I'm going to weld all the way in through here, all the way around. I'm going to start with the bottom here. That way there I have something solid to go across, and I can peel it a little tighter. Yeah. So as I weld, I'll make clips and show you as I go. Alright. So I got my piece tacked in there. I'm going to have to work that over some. Have to stitch it all over the place, nice and easy, take my time. Another way. Get my light up there. So yeah, I gotta have the pleasures of trying to weld all that all the way across top of this. That's all welded, so as long as I can seal that up, I should be good. All the way across top of that. So we'll see how I get this done. Every time I do a section, I guess I'll stop and take a little bit of a video and show you where I'm at. Hopefully this video is not upside down. It looks like it is. But actually, hold on here. There you go. Sorry about that. As you guys know, I'm new to this, so please bear. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun project. Don't know exactly how I'm gonna do it, but if I can do it, you can do it. It's just a matter. I might have to bring this down a little bit more so I can actually see up there. Right now, I'm using the camera, so one step at a time. I'm gonna weld up the other side first. I'll be right back. Well, the easiest weld's done. That one's done. So now I went out to the truck. I got some channel locks. I'm gonna squeeze this in, hold it tight while I tack it. Make sure it's as close as possible so I don't have to do very much filling. I'm trying to do this as quick and as cheap as possible for this poor fella. So I'm gonna squeeze it, tack it, and do that. Gonna be my next stitches right here. So it's on a V. So I'll do this side first, then I'll go over here, do the other side, work my way back, and then we'll do that final back side. Hopefully. Keeping fingers crossed. This is really soft metal. I've got the welder. I've got the Lincoln. Yes, the Lincoln. I've got to turn down. The power's at the very lowest. I've got the feed just over 4. So far so good. So we'll see you back when this is welded up. So this is with this side welded up. Very hard to weld up. I had to come from the back side, and it's not an easy weld. Not the prettiest, but I went through a couple spots here. A little tricky and around here. Kept melting away, so I had to build it up. Ooh, still a little warm. So now, time to go to this backside edge. Cross my fingers. So far so good. After I'm done that, then I have to go across the long edge, and then the last one back here. So one at a time. I've also got a little stitch weld that I got to do on this little bracket here, I poked a little hole in it. A little hole there, there. Got to bend that back over, so I'll stitch that up. That's going to be fun. I can imagine that's going to turn into a great big melt, but we'll see. Got to be done. So catch you on the flip side. Alright. Oh, got that welded, and I continued to weld that. So I figured might as well get that done too while I'm here. It's not the most beautiful, but compared to the big hole I had there, this is going to be great. So now my last weld, come across the back here. Then got to put it all back up and weld that sucker up. So let me weld this backside up. I'll show you what that looks like, show it all done nice and pretty, and then we'll put it all back together and weld it up and see what it sounds like after all it's done. So there it is, all welded in. I'm not saying it's an easy job, but if you have access to a welder and you've got patience, it can be done. It can be done. So now my last steps. I'm gonna put this back up, weld it, put my hanger, done, just like that. So let me bolt this back up. I'll put a couple of tacks. Actually, no, I'm gonna bolt this back up and weld it so I can get this done. I'll show you when it's done, and I'll fire it up at the same time, check for leaks. So we'll see in one flash. Well folks, she's all welded up. Let's see what it sounds like. At least now we can talk. So yeah. And I did fix up the weld up here too. I mentioned that earlier. All welded up. At least now you can drive around in peace quiet.
Movavi.